Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Saturday evening race between Czikubi and Serra. I am a tax slug, and I am here with the one and only Irving. Hi,
That's
Irving.
true. Hello, hello. Hope you're having a good night, Slug,
And
and everyone else.
a wonderful night. I'm super excited. This series has been so fun so far. I think the spoiler log has brought a lot of different playing how do I say this? Like a lot of different like ways to play the game. Do you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
so it's been really fun so far. Super excited to see this race. Zakubi and Sarah both wonderful Earthbound players, so we will see where this
very
goes.
true. Both players. It's an interesting match because both players who have not really, at least as far as I know, dabbled in the ancient cave scene too incredibly
Right.
much. Sarah, of
Yeah,
course, has
absolutely.
the randomizer experience, and Jacoby slams at vanilla. So
Of course. Yes, of course. Yeah, Sarah is very wonderful at the PK scramble. That defeats most of us all the time. And then like you said, Zakubi just one of the OG Earthbound runners, just heckin' slams. So
for
this will
real,
be
yeah.
interesting.
A lot of high records on the board. So we'll see how that kind of multiplies. Because I don't know if Shakubi's really done Scramble. I don't know. I know they've been practicing Ancient Cave, of course. So we'll
Mm-hmm.
see how he decides to implement the vanilla strategies, and we'll see how Sarah decides to implement the randomizer
Yeah.
knowledge. So it
Yeah.
is kind of an interesting collapse of the two like extremes here.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So have you gotten a chance to look at the spoiler yet,
I
Irving?
have. I did
What
hear
do
you
you
guys discussing a
Yeah.
couple of the bosses.
What do you think? It looks like a short cave to me.
That is true. So the best way to check that, of course, is to just find our boy Gygus. I actually have already forgotten where he is on the map. I believe he's up here somewhere. Yes. So we have a.
Also,
Oh,
just
you're
the
not wrong.
number of like markers. Like it only goes up to like what, like 90 something?
98. Well, that's yeah. That's so the
Yeah.
shortest route is how the cave generates and decides like, hey,
Yes.
you could get to
Yes.
Gygus by just doing this many doors. Obviously, I don't
Yeah, for sure.
believe that considers skipping, or maybe it does, but I
I
would
don't know, it doesn't. It
no, it does
doesn't.
not.
It
Okay,
doesn't. It doesn't. Yeah.
that would be very interesting if it did, because there's so many different variables you
It would
throw in
also be
there.
very helpful if it did, but
True.
it does not.
True. So we're looking at a 98 door cave, which the other evening I commentated was like a 130 cave. So this is going to be significantly shorter, theoretically, of course. Um,
Hmm.
but yes, some interesting things to note. Of course, when you're using that spoiler, we want to be looking at where the bosses are, the clusters that those bosses are in, as well as the critical items such as star pendants, heavy bazooka, yada yada yada.
Man. And yeah, and speaking of those critical items, do you see
I
that
see a couple
Winter's
hotspots.
room?
Yeah, I see a couple
Do you
hotspots.
see that Winter's room where there are three star pendants in that Winter's room alone? And that's on level 9. So our racers are definitely going to want to find that room. And that's kind of how this spoiler tourney has worked, where like you basically, in my opinion, like you kind of like map out how you want to go and whichever way you want to do it, and then when it gets down to like the later levels, like you find where all the good stuff is, right?
Exactly, exactly. So we're looking at the same thing our runners are looking at. So we're over here
Mm-hmm.
being super excited about the 3 star pendants, but they know just as well there are 3 star pendants there. So it's up to them to kind of decide. But I mean, knowing something's on level 9 is not necessarily as useful now to them as it is maybe 30 minutes into their run when they're at level 9. So something to keep in the back of the mind. But I imagine most of our runners are probably trying to look for some sort of initial cave route, and it seems like our 1 minute timer has started. So we are about 30 seconds. Let me see if I can get these guys synced up here. Who is ahead? Czikubi. And And so our runners will have access to the spoiler log throughout the race. They have been looking at it for like the past 12 minutes just now, but they will also be able to keep using it throughout the race. Oh, I messed that up.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Am I? Okay, well, as long as they're close.
Yeah, it's never like, I mean, when it comes to restreaming, it's never like exactly the
Sure,
same,
sure.
right? But as long as, I mean, the end game is what matters, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you're fine. Don't stress about it.
I'm not. Don't worry. I just would like to have things go well, you know. Regardless.
No, I get it. I get it. Yeah.
We are starting in Magicant, so quick little T-ball bat. First divergence from both of our runners. Oh, I did not realize Milky Well was just immediately right here, huh? No wonder it's such a short cave.
Yeah, I told you it was a short cave.
All right, Everdread for Czikubi
Yeah, we got Everdread. My boy, I love Everdread. I would hang out with Everdread. That's all I have to say. Like, I would 100% hang out with him.
I think so too. Seems like a stand-up guy.
Yeah,
honestly.
would you, Irving? I mean, he seems like a skeezy guy, but like, I mean, it would be fun, right?
Sure. While our runners are traversing through the ever fun floor 1, everyone loves the floor 1 gameplay, of course.
Yeah.
We can talk about there were some exciting things in the spoiler besides the 3-star pennant room that we didn't quite touch on. So floor 9, of course, is going to be pretty bumping. Brick Road is on floor 9, about 9 rooms it looks like from Gygus, and that has a bazooka and a C pendant. Bazooka, obviously, the more important thing there.
Is it bazooka or heavy bazooka?
It is a heavy bazooka. It is a heavy bazooka.
Okay, heavy bazooka.
Yeah,
okay.
that is the important thing. I do only see one Franklin. I see 2 Franklin badges. So Mole Cave actually looks pretty bumpin' as well. That is on floor 5. That's got a Rabbit's Foot, a Auto Star Master, and a Franklin's badge. So that is a pretty loot-heavy area right there if our runners can find their way to floor 5. But
there's also an Earth pendant in the Lost Underworld, which is level 7. But it's out of the way, so I don't know if our runners are gonna go for that.
I doubt it. With 3-star pendants on the table in one room, they would be very interesting to go the other way.
Good point. Yeah, for sure.
The important thing is on there's a couple of maybe not so fun end-game bosses here for our runners that got rolled here in typical Aerofram fashion. Yeah, there he is in the chat. A stellar seed.
Nasty bosses.
So, if perchance our runners did go to floor 5 for these lovely Mole Cave items, they would be met with our boy Ness's Nightmare right at the end of that. And floor 8, of course, the special.
Well, we have the one and only
Carbon Dog.
Carbon Dog.
So both the runners, yep, not so exciting, but at least our runners are armed with that knowledge. So.
For sure. And like last seed that we saw, Andy Perfect just banged his head against the Carbon Dog wall until he defeated it, and he eventually did, and it was very impressive. So
that is quite impressive because Carbon Dog.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Carbon Dog's one of those bosses. It's like, well, first of all, it is out of the gate just a hard fight in general, especially for Ancient Cave.
Right.
And
it's
not
2 phases.
Two phases, a lot of annoying shielding, a lot of damage. Not only that, he can potentially have certain resistances to stuff that you would not want, or his health could just be scaled super bad for you in general. So
yeah, and especially at level 8. So
just not a guy we want to see.
Not a nice level 8 that we want to see.
No.
Luckily, but I don't know if we have seen any skips to level 9.
Best way to check is to find some sort of hub. Skips are the hardest thing, so yeah, so well the thing is you have to, so Onet is on level 9, so that would be a good place to try and see if there are the best way to use the spoiler is honestly to either have just notes about where each of the rooms are on the spoiler map, or just straight up having the the Earthbound map memorized. If you do that, then
Yeah.
you're kind of just
Well,
cruising.
I mean, you have to imagine that if you're playing Ancient Cave, you pretty much have the Earthbound map memorized.
Well,
right?
okay,
Like,
so sorry, that's not what I mean. I mean Earthbound map memorized in the you know how Earthbound's just basically all stitched together
it's just
pictures.
one big picture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so if you were just looking at the spoiler, would you know exactly where to find Mole Cave, or not Mole
no,
Cave, not Mole
absolutely
Cave,
not.
but
No,
Monkey
you're
Monkey
right,
Cave
yeah.
C or something like that. Monkey Cave with this certain skip. Exactly. So honestly, this spoiler race does kind of give a little bit of extra
I'm
what's the
sorry,
word I'm
Monkey
looking
Cave
for?
C got me.
I mean, am I wrong to call it that?
No, you're not. But it's just funny.
So Czikubi back in Magicant might have taken
Yeah.
either a death. I wasn't actually quite watching.
Yeah, and Serra is over here, back in Brick Road. Which, let's see, what level is that for everyone?
Yeah, we can. The Brick Ridge should be an easy one to find. That's a pretty.
Should be. But
Should be,
this
should
map still gets
You do have to
me.
do a little hunting. You have to do a little hunting if you're unfamiliar. That's why I'm glad I'm not racing. I'm kind of just taking a back seat to the whole spoiler
Yeah,
thing.
Yeah.
I'm here for the
And
ride.
Something that I was gonna note when it comes to racing, because I'm also participating in this tournament, and what I was doing was that, like, when I got my 10 minutes, I was looking through and seeing what the, like, when I got to the larger areas, like a city, so to speak, I was looking and making a note of what the exit was. You know, so if I was in Foresight, I'd be like, oh, okay, I need to go to the bakery and that gets me out of here. That way I wasn't like going through every door in
True.
a big city,
True.
you know? And
Good point.
I think that's a pretty good strat. I think
yeah.
it's a pretty good strat.
I think smart checks, and it's just going to come down to once people start optimizing because I've said it, I think last time, but the spoiler log kind of brings just all sorts of flavors of different strategies, just of how people are going to approach, like, the way you could just, like, route the cave knowing all the information up front is just going to be very unique from runner to runner, so... And you're going to see our runners stop, like, kind of like Sarah's doing right now, and have just a lot of moments where they're checking the spoiler.
Yep.
So...
Absolutely. And
all right, a
also
skip
like,
from Czikubi here. Potentially. He's going to check. He's going to check, it looks like. He's going to be like, all right, where does this go? Because he's on floor 2, so it can actually only go up. So he's just going to verify where exactly he's getting into, so...
Nice, I love it. Did you choose Sonic? Like
Toosin.
Oh
yeah,
Toosin,
he's got a bunch of
Toosin.
knuckles. Yeah, he has 4 knuckles. Is his knuckles
No,
that he can...
Toosin is level
6.
6. Yeah, 6, I believe.
So big up for Czikubi there. Big strategy of Ancient Cave, of course. You'll see with all without even the spoiler log. Try to skip up as quick as you can because honestly, that loot on the first couple floors is garbage.
And that egg and banana stand is...
I know, crazy. Look at all the Horn of Lives, yeah.
Take all of them. Please give me all the Horns of Life.
And it does look like he's loading up and smartly loading up on Coins of Defense too. Can't go wrong with just a giant, especially on floor 6 now. You're kind of juggling having low-leveled kids on high-leveled enemies, which is doable. You just gotta find the right enemy to kill.
Right, and you can also, like, get more and, like, use those to sell, so...
For sure, yeah, you're definitely... And yeah, that's one of the very good strats with the free shop as well. Buy those extra coins of defense just to sell, And that, it looks like exactly what he did.
I think that's exactly what he did, yes, absolutely. And we see Serra here in the desert. Just hanging out in the desert.
So Serra, that's interesting because Serra, we might see the one-way Dungeon Man skip, which with our runners knowing exactly what's on the other side, let's see. So we know Dungeon Man is on, because I believe it just goes into Dungeon Man. So he's going right to 9. They're going right to 9.
Oh, does that go?
So the thing with Dungeon Man is because it is a one-way skip the way it works out. When you go to Dungeon Man, it will just take you to Dungeon Man's room, wherever that may be in the cave. It could be down, it could be up, doesn't matter. So that goes outside the lines of the regular skip rules. But however, Serra, kind of in a rough spot. I believe it's 2 diamondize it? Oh, no, they must have just been crying or something. No, they're paralyzed, that's what it is. So Serra in a dicey spot right here. Czikubi in Lilliput Steps, which is the level 6 boss area.
Let's see, what is that boss?
That's gonna be
Trillionage Sprout.
Trillionage, nice. So he's probably mulling over in his mind if he can take on Trillionage right now. So we'll see what he decides to do. His kids are a little low leveled.
Those records are never fun to run into at all.
No, you gotta.
Or the cups of coffee.
Nope. I hate those. Get those department store enemies out of here. You're just never fun.
Yeah, those are like some of the worst enemies in the game. I mean, that part in the game is just so brutal in general. In vanilla, I should say.
Oh, I must have been looking at the wrong Dungeon Man room. That would be why. Thank you, Airframe. Called me out. Sarah's actually on 7, so but I was looking at the wrong Dungeon Man room. That would be.
Oh
that's
yeah,
on me.
because that happens.
Yeah. So because they're not all connected to each other.
Yeah.
Where is the lower
Like,
Dungeon Man room? So
sometimes
I don't
they'll
mess
be
it up again?
like a box. Like
Oh, it's over here. It's over here. Yeah. Fair enough. So floor 7 though. Floor 7 though. Still, let's see how close.
Still high level.
Yeah. So that's room 66 in the cave. So let me see where the floor 7 boss is at, just to see how far Serra might be from floor 7 boss is gonna be. So that's 69. So Sarah's actually really close to the floor 7 boss.
Nice.
Not necessarily.
Sorry.
Not
I had to.
Not necessarily meaning they're going to be able to take it on, but
yeah.
I'm imagining they're trying to get a little bit of farming off right here.
Yeah, maybe some farming, which isn't a bad idea in the beginning of Ancient Cave, and also because these racers have both like skipped so many floors, so like they're at a much higher level than what their kids are at.
Right.
So you definitely want to take some fights to get some experience, but also if you can get through the boss fight, it's going to give you a ton of experience. So we'll see how Czikubi does on this Trillionage Sprout fight. And Sarah's over here in Dungeon Man.
What boss do they have going up against on 7? Shroom with an exclamation point. So,
I love Shroom.
not the craziest boss, but you know.
Yeah, not
mushrooms
too
are
bad,
never
but
fun.
Yeah, you can get mushroomized, and it just makes everything wonky. So you really have to make sure that you're menuing correctly when it comes to that. You know, I mainly what I do is just defend when a kid is mushroomed, and just like attack with everyone else. So
Serra unfortunately will take the death there. But was got the checkpoint at Star Master, so pretty much just gets a free heal, whatever.
Yeah, free heal. That's great.
And I believe they are just free to go back into Dungeon Man and try their luck at floor 7 again. So looks like Czikubi made it through Trillionage. So big levels in.
Yes, King. Yes. Okay, so we'll see. Yeah, those levels were out of this world.
Very much helpful.
And so Czikubi's moving to.
Yes, he will also be on 7, but at the very beginning. So we'll actually let's see.
It looks like he was maybe looking at the spoiler for a moment.
Probably just trying to get his
bearings. And he also
there.
has all those horns in life. Like that's a really great setup. That's what you want to see. You know, like save those horns alive, going into Gygas, because a lot of times in the later game, you're not going to get the opportunity to find those healing items.
For sure, for sure. And yeah, so the vendors, that's why are very, very critical on, because you know they're
Yes.
they're an
Yeah.
theoretical infinite amount of items, provided you have the funds for them, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
You do tend to, especially once you start hovering that floor 9, you do tend to find yourself in a windfall of money. And now it all considers if you can find an ATM or not to get it out.
Would you say you Tinder?
Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna... Alright, Slug is solo commentating. You all know why. She brought this on herself.
Sorry, I had to.
Did you have to?
No, I had to, Irving. But what I was gonna say is also like the vendors are a really great source of income as well, because
True.
you pick up so many items.
Maybe like
And then you get to a point where like I haven't seen a vendor in like 5 years, so you see one and then you get to sell like so much stuff out of your inventory.
something
you've
like
just been, holding, which is something that like is kind of a thing, I guess, when it comes to Ancient Cave. Like you like kind of hold your inventory until you can sell it, right?
depending. It depends on the value of the item, of course. You know, I'm not
Right,
I'm not
yeah,
holding
but,
on to a
like-
cookie until floor 9,
No,
bro.
well, no one is. No, everyone's eating the cookie.
Exactly.
But when it comes to like items and like maybe weapons and things like that, like it does come to a point where you're like, okay, I have this much stuff, and it's not good for my kids, and I already have better things, but I could sell it. And like the thing is that money is not like, it's not like super available in
True,
Ancient
true.
Cave.
I mean,
Like,
you're gonna be
the-
killing a lot of stuff, sure, but the ATM availability is anyone's guess when you're gonna find them.
Right, exactly. And you don't know when you're gonna find that ATM. So that's also why a lot of our runners, when they get to an ATM, will take out like all
Well, everything they have. Exactly. I would too. I
Yep.
mean,
Mhm. Which is not always the case when you're running Scramble or Vanilla, right?
of course. No, because Ancient Cave is its own beast. You don't know where the. Well, I mean, you could technically know where the ATMs are with the spoiler. However, I imagine our runners, that is not high on their list of priority for
No,
things
no,
to
not at
track down.
all.
Unless they were
Would
like.
you?
Well, if I was just sitting here and I like could go through the spoiler, if I was desperately in need of an ATM, then I would probably go surf through it and find one.
yeah.
But
Right, and we did see that from I think it's when you and I both commentated the IQ race, and he had the nest dead, right?
oh
for
yeah,
so
yeah,
long.
he had to go figure out
And
how to
then
revive them.
He mentioned, he mentioned that he like went into the spoiler and like looked to find like where can I revive Ness?
Right,
because
right.
He was dead for so long, so. There is like so many different facets and so many different levels of how you can use this spoiler. So I think this is like just the most fun race. I love it.
It is interesting. I won't say it's like it beats out. I still prefer, of course, just a vanilla like.
Okay.
An
What,
Ancient
like
Cave.
Boogie?
No, like no Ancient Cave, like
Oh, okay.
no
yeah.
spoiler.
Okay. All right.
It's
Fair enough.
interesting
Oh,
to see.
we got some super bombs.
Like, don't get me wrong, this is thoroughly entertaining, and it is very interesting to see how people choose to approach.
Yeah. I think that's what's fun about it, is like seeing like each different like racer's mindset.
Strategies, yes, yeah.
And strategies, yeah. Like I think that's what makes it like interesting.
See how often they check the spoiler, how much of the run did they actually plan out beforehand. That's what I'm always curious to know. Like, were you just winging it? Were you did you write down your whole route door to door from the beginning? I don't know. I gotta know.
Are you going shortest route, or what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think the most interesting thing to learn is just how people tackle skips, probably. Because it's either, like I was saying before, you pretty much have to walk into the spoiler log knowing how the whole map is laid out if you really want to know, or at the very least know where the skips are.
Yeah, and I think if you wanted to find the skips, you're gonna have to look at like the tag that is other doors, and that's so many doors.
Well,
That's an
Well,
insane amount of doors.
that's
And
what
then
I'm
those
saying.
little,
If you
those
know
little
the
tiny rooms, like those little tiny like
right,
monkey rooms,
I
like
believe
how do
IQ said they do have pixel differences. Maybe not like that low, but they do have some graphical differences. So that's how he was able to designate which cave had which skipped item.
Oh wow, really? Okay,
Yep.
okay.
Now that being said, that's no. I mean, you can figure out which because the monkey cave items, yeah, are available in chests, but the spoiler log does not actually tell you what vendors have, which is an interesting thing.
Right, right. Which I think is fair. That's fair.
So shroom for Czikubi down, so that will put him on floor number 8. Serra's still grinding it up on Brick Road, floor 7 here. But a lot of
and we got poo shroomed here. We got a poo shroom.
That's not the best thing in the world. However, I believe that does not actually trigger the reverse controls unless Ness is
right. Yeah, unless it's Ness. Yeah.
Or whoever's fronting your party.
Mm-hmm.
So Czikubi up to 8 now.
Just the worst.
All right, so Czikubi. So now here's where things get interesting. So that was impressive actually, because honestly,
absolutely
pretty tight. That's that vanilla gameplay experience coming in here, because you do want to try and stutter step that on vanilla, even if it is only like 2 text boxes or something.
Yeah. And also a stutter step, but when it comes to the last minibar.
Of course, that one's a little bit easier. It's not quite as tight of a.
For
yeah.
Sure.
And
That's
that one's a little more.
I learned how to stutter step was watching someone play. It might have been Dr. Swellman, like watching him like stutter step that very last enemy.
That's an important one, because that those slimy piles, they're rough. They don't mess around in vanilla. Ooh, diamondized Ness. I can't quite tell from the.
Cute, running away and getting away.
No, on
but
poo.
Diamondized.
Yep.
He does have all those horns of life.
That's true. So, gonna be able to burn one of those for poo here. Does not get rid of that pesky mushroom though. Horn of life can bring your character back from diamondization, but
they still have that mushroom on their head.
All right, looks like Sarah's taking on Shroom now.
Okay, Serra at the. Let's see.
That's the 7th boss, so Sarah's also going to be. So Serra and what I was saying here, Serra and Czikubi are both going to be in this situation now, where they are kind of railroaded into fighting Carbon Dog. So we're going to see both of our runners fighting him, because there is unless they go backwards to floor 7, there is no way to get to 9 without getting through Carbon Dog. No skip will go up 1 floor. So unless it's one of those like Dungeon Man out of bounds skips, but those are very few and far between. I can only think of 2 off the top of my head.
Right, absolutely, and that's what happened with our last race. Is Andy couldn't get past Carbon Dog to get to floor 9, or he had to get past Carbon Dog to get to floor 9.
Right.
And then of course floor 9 is where Gygus is. So
exactly. So that's the situation both of our runners are in. So I'm interested, that's for sure, because Carbon Dog is some people say Carbon Dog in Ancient Cave is harder than Gygus, and in some situations I'm inclined to agree with them.
I agree in some situations, absolutely. Absolutely.
All depends on how on the randomizing and how it. Yeah,
and it also depends on what Pokey is. You know, like.
Well,
kind of like stats Pokey has.
True. Yeah, because an anti-freeze Pokey is
the worst Pokey.
Absolutely, nobody loves that, man. Yeah, let me just make my phase 1 the most grueling, obnoxious thing in the world, because that's what you get with a freeze-resistant Porky.
Oh, and Serra getting immediately just
grabbed by the coffee.
Come on! That wasn't even fair. That was not fair.
That's true. That one kind of just like jumped them immediately.
It went straight for them, like boom. I would be mad if that was me. I would be mad. I would be real mad right now, and I'd be eating a banana. That's fine.
So I believe I would say Czikubi. Chikubi's probably in the better position to take on Dog / Gygus right now, just by the sheer number of super bombs they have. Because
Yeah.
believe because Serra went to Dungeon Man skip, they actually went past where 3 was, so they don't get the super bomb. Well, they could go back, of course, but they did. As far as I know, they skipped right past that super bomb vendor.
Yeah, right. There might be another arms dealer, but
On floor 9, true. I have not really investigated that hard, so we'll see when they get around that. Well, we got a carbon dog to get through before we can even think about floor 9.
We have a carbon dog
Yeah.
to get through. Ew, it's gonna be so gross, Irving. Can you? I can't.
I don't want to think about it. We'll just see what happens.
We'll see what happens when we get there.
All right, so Czikubi on Summers right now. That is floor. Let me see. Where's Summers on my map? Should be up at the top. That's it. Rank 81, and he's trying to find Carbon Dog's room, which is rank 83. So he's pretty close. So he's probably just doing.
Okay.
He's probably just doing hard spoiler scumming.
And he registered his name as his name.
Very
Okay.
respectable. Not just picking A and going for it.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Or ass, or oh, I'm sorry, excuse me, butt.
Got a Earth Pendant, I believe. Yes, for our. That'll help for Carbon Dog. That's for sure.
Nice. Yeah. Absolutely.
Save one of our poor kids from getting murdered by that flame spew.
And looks like Czikubi's like missing out on that skip because he's already at a high level. So.
Czikubi checking the bosses when he has the spoiler. I love that.
Right? Just to make sure. Did I read this right? Oh, another point of silence. Okay. And those stutter steps got him out of that room without that encounter.
Yep. I guess I guess they do act like the hieroglyphs, even though they look like a because those are the scripted hieroglyphs, so they still function like a hieroglyph if you get into that fight.
And we have Serra in Pond Cave.
All right.
What is Serra doing?
Assuming trying to find their way to where Czikubi is. Czikubi saw Carbon Dog's room and did a little backtracking.
Did he? Oh my god. Okay, he was like, okay, I gotta get this mock pizza.
Got the mock pizza, which is pretty good on. I'm a big mock pizza proponent in all
For sure.
randomizers, but definitely very good on Ancient Cave with a fully scaled guy, I guess I should say.
Yes, you definitely want that mock pizza. You can call and get a
Large
large
pizza.
and it will heal all of your kids, which will be a wonderful cushion for that first Gygus rockin'.
Exactly. That's pretty much
that he throws out, which is that's pretty much.
Use
what
that,
he's doing it
cushion
for.
the blow, let Paula take the turn to get the shield up, and then you're cooking with gas after that.
There you go. That's it. Okay, so Sarah's in Stonehenge somewhere, and Czikubi is fighting an Octobot.
Yeah, let me see if I can find those Stonehenge pallets. See how far Serra is from Summers. Because then they'll be pretty close to each other. But like I was saying earlier, I still think Czikubi might be a little more better equipped to take on this dog just because of the arsenal he's got.
Because of that arsenal that he definitely has, like all those super bombs plus those horns of life. I don't know if we saw Serra get that egg and banana sand, so.
No, definitely. I believe Serra, because Serra took the Dungeon Man skip and Banana Stand was on floor 6. Czikubi went all the way through that.
Yeah, we're also seeing both of the runners kind of take a second to look over things.
There's spoilers. Yep. Always important.
Yeah, as they do. They are not frozen, we promise. Oh my gosh, all those fobbies. I would have taken that fobbie fight. I I would take that.
Poppies are a good experience.
Just for the experience, yeah. He could have taken it not easy. Instead, he's fighting roaches. Ugh. Oh,
All right,
God.
so Serra is on rank 80 right here, so I believe he's close to Summers. Yes, he could go to Summers from where they're at right now.
Okay. Oh,
Yes,
who is
Sarah's timer.
Who is still Mushroom Eyes?
Very impressive, honestly. But I mean, you can only find he either has to die or you have to find a certain specific
That's true.
healer.
Because you can't go into just any other entrance that would be a hospital.
Some hospitals have
hospital.
them. Some hospitals have them.
And hope to find a healer.
Right. Yeah. So, depending on, I mean, honestly, I would just try and get who killed, depending.
Right, same. I agree. Like, yeah.
Much easier, bring it back with a
horn.
horn of life than it is to. And it looks like that's exactly what happened here. So.
Nice.
Yeah, Sarah's timer with the Saturn Valley, always a pleasure.
Plastics Endure says disqualified.
Fortunately, no. They get to keep
Sorry,
going.
Plastic.
We'll see if Carbon Dog forcefully disqualifies them, though.
Nestrucker says Czikubi magic.
Yes.
I mean, Czikubi is magic, it's true. They are a very,
They're about to high five with each other, or both of our runners right here.
Yeah. Okay.
So there is a hospital. I believe the room that Sarah is in right now, although Pooh's already dead, so it's a moot point at this place. But I'm pretty sure the room Sarah's in has a spirit healer, and it might be that potted plant right there. I'm not joking.
I know.
It sounds so like
It sounds ridiculous, but I mean, when does Earthbound not sound ridiculous? I mean, come on. I've had this conversation with friends, like, if anyone heard us talking about
Oh,
Earthbound,
for
they'd be
sure.
like, what are you
sounds like a trip just a
Yeah.
little bit. So both of our runners.
You don't get it. You don't get it. It's Earthbound.
You just have to play. I mean, honestly, you truly do just have to play it. I mean,
You really do.
you can't really explain it.
Yeah, it's not to be explained. It's to be experienced.
I
So,
agree. I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
So both of our runners, very funnily, have both popped into the room with Carbon Dog and have both said, "I'm not quite ready for it," and bailed. So
I don't blame them.
no.
At all.
Perhaps they've both realized that they have gotten themselves into this this situation where there are no skips
Yeah,
available.
Yeah. Right.
There's either it's
how do
either
I
backwards
skip?
or forwards.
I mean, this skip is gonna have to be on like a way lower floor.
Of course, of
right?
course. So they're
Yeah.
either gonna have to research and / go back and YOLO it to another floor, or they're just gonna have to get through Dog. That's their two options.
Which is like I was saying, which is what we saw Andy do. So
Right. So we could see
you-
some.
You bang your head against the wall.
Exactly.
Or you go back and you find a different way. It's up to them.
That's good. Error Firm brings me a good point. One thing we can look at is maybe just trying to see where some skips to 9 are. Let's see.
How would we look at that?
See, that's the interesting thing. It's not very intuitive to figure out where the skips are. You gotta find something.
Yeah.
Gotta find something on 9 and then look for. So like Onette, for instance, is on floor 9, and then you gotta find some other. You gotta know where the skip rooms themselves are, and then go down and like so I can see a monkey cave room on 9. So if I click over here, can look at the skip rooms. Wait, can you? Is that just a?
Okay, I'm looking.
Oh, no. He's talking about what I'm talking about, like going to the actual skip rooms and then looking for where they go. I believe, unless there's some like secret method that he didn't teach us about. I do see, so Monkey Cave goes to Onett from level 6, it looks like. So there's a level 6 skip up to level 9. But this is pretty much what I was talking about. If you know going into the Earthbound spoiler lot, if you know exactly what rooms are the skip rooms, that makes it a way easier for you to figure out where the skips actually are in the cave. Because then all you have to do is go over here. Okay, I go to Monkey Cave and be like, okay, this particular Monkey Cave room is on floor 6. So I just need to find my way to floor 6 somehow, and then get to this Monkey Cave room, which is much easier once you're on floor 6, of course. And then from there, just figure out which Monkey Cave item you need.
Yeah, and that is something that we see racers do a lot in Ancient Cave is like once they get to their first vendor, if they have a skip item, we will see them purchase that so that they can potentially use that item to skip ahead.
Right you are. And yeah, that's like the general like early game Ancient Cave strategy. Is like when you find those vendors and they just have like, oh, skip sandwich and picnic lunch, you just want to pick one of those up just to have, because you never know.
No, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I've definitely heard some people come clean and said they memorized. I know IQ was saying, we were talking earlier, IQ was saying that he figured out what each Monkey Cave had different, just so just so he could figure out which item to bring for the monkeys.
Some runners have memorized where the skip are.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's the way to go. If you want to take this tournament seriously, I think that's the way to go. I think that's smart.
Yeah, because it is a spoiler tourney, right? So that
Exactly.
wouldn't be like breaking the rules.
No, not at all. And it's more it's more of a testament to your ability to memorize and utilize that knowledge. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. I mean, my memory is nothing near that. So.
All right.
I have to make notes about everything.
So far.
Okay, so Czikubi is fighting Dog.
Yep, that is impressive. Let's see. Czikubi is, of course. So the good thing about Dog is that we do have one critical move that we can use against him that will disable him for a good portion, and that's Brain Shock on Pooh.
So
Brain
will he use that?
We will see. We will see. It is not often known. I don't think it's a vanilla strat to Brain Shock him, but perhaps
I mean, it is vanilla strats to Brain Shock Gaius. Everyone knows that. But like when it comes to Diamond Dog, do we know that? I don't know. I didn't know that.
I only knew that after playing Randomizer, actually, that you could Brain Shock Diamond Dog.
Oh, okay, yeah. And I think that's one of the fun things about Randomizer is that it teaches you like what different enemies you can like use different things against, you know? Because like
exactly.
I will say like in Earthbound, like personally, like I never use like offense up, offense down, things like that. But,
well,
like when you're playing Mother 3, if you play Mother 3, like that's like a huge part of that game is like using those like actual like offense up, offense down things.
Having go ahead, sorry.
Oh no, but I was just saying, like, you know, like when it comes to Earthbound, like, you know, you learn to use like paralysis against someone,
right,
or brain shock against someone, and it's just like it becomes like knowledge.
Outside of like because like when you play vanilla a lot, like where Czikubi's coming from, for instance, a lot of the like when you're speedrun vanilla, like I don't know if everyone's watched vanilla speedrun, you do just kind of abuse a certain item on a lot of bosses and stuff.
Yes.
So you don't necessarily maybe get into the you know, freeze is better on this, except for like the early game stuff, right? When you don't necessarily have Jeff equipped with the bottle rockets, but also Serra decided they're ready for Carbon Dog themselves. So we're looking at a double Carbon Dog screen right
And
here.
Czikubi is still fighting Carbon
Yeah,
Dog
he's
and
going.
getting life abstract with the bombs. Oh my goodness. Okay, and Serra going into this Carbon Dog fight. We'll see how this goes.
And Czikubi
Czikubi
will go
taking a death.
down.
Yeah.
Unlucky. Back in the bus station. I think that's on floor 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never want to see that dog takes no prisoners. He does not care about your run. He will ruin your life.
Absolutely not. Does not give one single heck. He's like, oh, well, I'm sorry, what? I'm Carbon Dog, and you are?
Yep.
I think that's
So many just like nasty, like you have to deal with the just infinite spewing lava phase 1. Like at least he's not resistant to freeze here, and then like phase 2 is no easy chore either.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, the incessant spewing of lava is terrible. And then once you get to Diamond Dog, your power attacks, your bash attacks, your melee, it just reverts back to you.
Yep.
So it's just like, oh, what do I do?
Just a pain. That's where that brain
and
shot comes in.
And if you're out of PP, then it's just like, oh,
you're pretty screwed. Yeah,
you know?
It's gonna be hard to get through that with just
Yeah.
physical power, unless you got Jeff with rockets or something like that. So
Yeah, but what is it like? I think it's like three hits get rid of the.
yes, three
shield?
physical hits
Yeah.
will drop the shield, but Dog, I believe Diamond Dog can re-up it, so it doesn't. It's not necessarily the best strategy to just keep going.
Right. But at this point, like you're at a point where it's like, okay.
Oh, if you have no other option, then yeah.
Yeah. You're at this point. You're like, okay, I'm going to. Oh goodness gracious! There goes Serra.
Yep.
Um.
Sarah knew.
But what I was saying is like you're at a point where it's like, okay, well I can hit this person. I can hit this dog. Which sounds horrible to say.
Hey, this is a very bad dog. So.
It's a really bad dog. But then like, and we saw Czikubi doing kind of that same sort of strat where he was life effing Paula and then like bashing.
Right. Trying to break down that shield. Yeah.
It did nothing. This once again 8th place dog is just terrible.
Brutal. It's brutal.
So, we will see what happens.
So looks like Czikubi did run all the way back to Freed. I'm assuming that's where their save was, perhaps. Kind of around that area. I don't know if they've been back up to 8 yet, but Czikubi knows the path, I believe. And they went and bought more super bombs, so they're gonna probably. Oh yeah, so this is Shroom. So now
here
this...
we go.
No, this is Shroom. So he's going back up to 8 right now.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
So now he just has to get through the floor 8. I'm assuming he's running all the way back to. I didn't quite get the stutter step that time, unfortunately.
No, yeah. Which is it's fine.
Probably no, it is fine. It's not that long of a fight.
Little slimy pile.
Literally went down in one freeze.
Not too much of an issue. Yeah.
That's the scripted slimy pile. So.
What is Serra doing? Serra must be looking at the spoiler.
That would be. I would agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're probably trying to figure out if they want to continue the crusade against Carbon Dog. That dog's tirade must be ended, you know.
Yeah, we will see.
Or if they decide to go find a skip
against Carbon Dog. I mean, like I said, I mentioned like Andy Perfect bashed his head against Carbon Dog as many times as he heckin' could, and he got through it. So we will see.
So looking at the skips now, the main little hubs that I can see that will actually get you to 9. I see 3 monkey cave rooms that will connect to 9. The closest floor that will get any of our runners to these monkey caves is 6. So they would have to go back if they were interested in skipping to 9 instead of doing Carbon Dog. They would have to find their way back to to 6, and then at least from these ones.
Wonderful information. Thank you so much, Irving.
There could be
don't
other
know
skips.
you
I mean, I'm just looking
figured
at the
that
monkey.
out,
I'm just
but-
looking at Monkey Cave and clicking on all the clusters. That's. I'm developing strategies in real time.
I had looked at all the clusters and I couldn't find a skip, so
Well-
you're doing better than I am.
Well, basically what I did is, okay, so the Monkey Cave at least is easy enough that all the Monkey Cave rooms where the skips are pretty much in one little area. Airfram says Tiny Ruby room also potentially goes to, not potentially, probably he potentially checked it, so.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
for Monkey
And
Cave,
we
all I
do
did is I
have-
just, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say of course, we have Tiny Ruby to start with.
Of course, yes. That's a free skip. You don't have to ever worry about that as long as Pooh's
Yeah.
alive. Pooh does have to actually be alive for that, which is a little
Yes.
unfortunate if you did run it that way.
Oh,
Let me
going after
see.
that butterfly.
Tiny Ruby, I did find the room. Tiny Ruby is going up to 6. He's not looking. He's just saying the skips in general. So, all right. So I'm learning. Airframe's helping me out. So I'm learning. So Tiny Ruby goes to 6. So that's not helpful here. It goes from 2 to 6, I should say, specifically. And then PRV, yes, that's another good one. If we have the pencil eraser, not necessarily the easiest thing to find.
No.
That is going to be 7 and 3. So
Oh.
nothing
Ooh,
crazy there.
Going back up against what is that, shroom? Oh,
No, this is
Carter.
dog. This is
Carter.
dog. We got both
Dog,
runners
it's
on dog.
dog.
Yeah.
Oh, good lord. Okay, here we go again.
But
Here we
Czikubi
go
went.
again.
Czikubi went back and bought a bunch of bombs. So we're gonna hopefully see
True.
Czikubi clear this here. And here comes the brain shocks now. So
Oh, there's so many bombs. Okay,
Sarah
Sarah's thinking.
thinking,
Sarah's
yeah.
thinking.
You see the
Yeah,
gears
Sarah's
going.
thinking, yeah.
Like, all right, how do I
I
this?
don't think Sarah has those bombs.
No. We
so-
mentioned earlier Sarah went past 3'd in floor 7,
Yes,
so
yeah.
they do not have the bombs available.
Okay, we're giving off rainbow colors. We're into felt a little strange.
Phase 2.
Okay, so when an enemy feels strange, you have to hit them with psychic powers, right?
Yes.
Because if
you can
if
use
hit
bombs
them
and
with
stuff.
a
You can hit-
melee attack.
Yeah, it's only melees that will break it. You can use bombs and stuff though.
Okay. Alright, that's what I thought.
Now, when something Czikubi might not know is that Brain Shock is good on both forms, but I believe just like when Gygas switches in Phase 2 and Phase 3, you do have to Brain Shock Diamond Dog and Carbon Dog specifically, like separately.
Ooh.
However, Pooh is a little not alive right now. So we're going to Horn of Life and back up.
Yep.
Serra still trying to get through Carbon Dog. I don't think Sarah's actually gotten to Diamond Dog, so Serra might be in for a bit of a
No,
surprise.
They're in a bit of a pickle here. I mean, that 8th place Diamond Dog is just Carbon Dog Diamond Dog is just nasty.
No, very nasty, especially in Ancient Cave Diamond Dog. Czikubi probably,
Yeah.
or sorry, Serra probably very used to Scramble Carbon Dog, which is, you know, hit or miss on whether or not it's gonna be ruin your day or not.
Yep.
But Ancient
Absolutely.
Cave Carbon Dog, gonna happen every time.
Okay, Sarah has made their way through to the Diamond Dog.
Yep. And managed to do it with a rockin', so actually didn't take the damage from the first round of the shield there. So, ooh, Ness takes a big bite.
Oh god.
Checking, all right, checking the brain shock resistance. That was smart because
nice.
Pooh only has 10
nice.
psychic points, so he didn't want to waste the psychic
Oh,
points
and
on brain shock.
There they go.
So,
I love it.
yep.
I love it. I love
Very
it.
smart
That's
play
great.
from Czikubi, I would say.
I love.
Or
I
Serra,
love
God.
seeing- yeah, for Sarah. Like I love seeing that menuing. That was wonderful.
Too many dogs on the screen, man.
Yeah, too many dogs going on right now. Okay, what is Czikubi doing? Maybe brain shock again? Oh no. Okay.
Czikubi I have not seen. Oh, well, Czikubi doesn't have psychic points on Pooh. That's what they're running into. And I
Ooh,
believe so.
yeah.
Sarah was able to pop a PSI caramel on Pooh, which will be very helpful. But
Mhm,
Czikubi, while Czikubi has the arsenal of bombs, maybe not so much brain shot or psychic point items.
Snake strats. Use the snake. Use the snake.
Viper.
Go for it. Snake strats.
Yes.
Go for snake strats.
Chaz might have pointed out that Czikubi may have auto-fought into a melee on broken brain shock, which is so. Ooh, 8's down for Czikubi, and that's it. That's it. I mean, it's not it. It's not it. But this breaks it. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, he's through exactly.
Super close. This is super close. If Serra can get through this fight,
it will be this is a real race right here. Yeah.
It'll be a really close race.
Because
Oh my gosh,
floor
oh my
nine
gosh.
will be huge to see which
Yeah.
racer will pull
Yeah.
ahead.
Well, we have that Winter's room, so if they
Yep.
can find that, that's literally three star pendants.
Yep, we got that to look forward to. We got the brick dungeon man room with heavy bazooka as well as a sea pendant. So you hit those 2 rooms and you're going to Gygus. That's like you're done.
Oh, yeah.
Three
for
star pendants, sea pendant, heavy
For
bazooka,
sure.
and all those super
Like-
bombs. Yeah,
Yeah, like we said, this has been a pretty short cave when it comes down to it.
yeah. Just the gigantic wall of Carbon Dog has eaten the most of our runner times, I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
So Sarah seemed. I mean, every
Come
kid's
on,
pretty healthy
Sarah?
here. So
Sarah seems to be doing okay. Yeah.
Sarah's playing very
I,
vigilant. We're seeing some shields go out, shield beta for the whole party. We're seeing brain shocks. Sarah's playing very safe here, and that's smart when you don't have the bombs.
Absolutely.
Running out of
And
psychic points, though, that's for sure.
I think Sarah used those snake strats. I think.
Do you see
I
some? I don't. Yeah.
I
Do you see some
think-
poison happening?
I think the dog is poisoned. Which, like I said, snake shots are like my favorite. So.
All right, Czikubi and Onet here. Nothing critical in Onet, but we can. Now that we're on floor 9, might be a good time to turn on the all chest and just kind of check out what we got. We got a moonbeam gun in the northern chest there from the police station. A lucky coin by arcade and a diamond band up by the burger and the trash up there.
So some good items for
Some decent
sure.
ones. The moonbeam gun
Which,
would be decent
mean-
if Jeff weren't dead.
Well, yeah, but he'll be alive again.
Hopefully.
But, like, that's what you can expect from floor 9, right?
For sure,
good
for sure.
stuff.
Some good. Yeah, every chest is gonna be generally something you can use.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Now that Czikubi's found one of those lovely monkey cave skips, Czikubi kind of walking around, maybe not exactly know
Yeah.
where he's going.
And we're like, oh god, I could have done this and not fought dog.
Maybe. I definitely have had those thoughts. Yeah. Found that lovely ATM, so just need a vendor to dump all that money on.
Very nice, very nice, very nice.
Sarah having a bit of a more rough time. Got some confused kids, looks like. I can't tell if that's confused or crying from the texture.
It looks like maybe poison, because I think dog will bite you, right? And
Dog
it
will-
poisons you.
Does it?
Yeah, dog will bite you.
I thought he bites you with a diamondizing bite, not a poisonous bite.
No, it's poison. I think.
Well.
I mean, I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
I don't know. I try to avoid. I don't know. I try to avoid the thing as much as I can. You know.
Trying to avoid dog.
Yeah. Exactly. Sarah trying to just.
Come on, Sarah, you got this. Come on, Sarah. Oh, I really want Sarah
He's-
to
he-
get through this fight.
They're trying mirror strats right now, so they're.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that's some like last ditch effort.
You are correct. I do see that. Unless it's poo that is poisoned.
Yeah.
All right, we got our psyche shield back up, or sorry, physical shield. Oh, so that's the I forgot. That's the dog putting the shield on. That's right, because he's brain shocked. I forgot that'll happen. Thank you, Paula.
Just a terrible fight. In all circumstances.
You absolutely love to see when Prey puts your entire party to sleep. That is, everyone loves it.
Oh goodness, yeah. No, that was me the other night trying to use prey. And it was just putting everyone to sleep. It was not giving me what I wanted.
Right. So.
You want that rainbow light, and it just gives you nothing of what you want.
Ooh, Sarah's trying. The praise spam.
Oh, come on, Sarah, you got this. Oh.
All right, Czikubi is on the floor, I believe, with the heavy bazooka. Oh no. One more. Oh no, wait. What floor is this?
It's Dungeon Man.
Well, yeah, but the way the clusters are kind of. Oh no, this is 9, correct. So Czikubi is on the floor with the heavy bazooka, so he probably got it. I saw him pick up the Dragonite, which is on the same floor. So Czikubi pretty well equipped, and Serra finally beat the dog.
Yeah, I got their dog.
Big congrats! Yeah, that was absolutely close.
Sarah.
When you get down to those just praying over, when you're literally praying in the video game and out of the video game to get rid of this stupid dog, that is down to the wire.
2 kids Diamond is just praying their little heart out.
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah, the poison on Diamond Dog definitely very helpful for Serra there, so that helped them quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm telling you, snake strats.
They're valuable. Poison is pretty good. Bosses don't have a way to clear that typically, so.
Listen up, snake strats are the way to go.
Don't throw away those vipers, people.
Do not throw away those vipers or that snake bag. You got this.
Yeah, Czikubi or Serra in a bit of a rougher. Also, both are on 9. Sorry. Here we go.
For sure. But, no, I was just gonna say, like, Serra needs to find a
something. I don't know, cause
some sort of healing.
They're pretty much just rolling around with Ness right now.
Yeah, the Ness only run.
Yep.
Which is not what you want. And
Nope.
Czikubi's getting green swirl after green swirl.
Yeah, so he's probably just trying to. So let's see. If he's in Brick Road or Dungeon Man right now, that's rank 91. We said this was a 98 cave, so he's about 7 doors from the end here. And I'd say he can. I mean,
very close.
Other than I haven't seen if he's saved recently, but other than that, I don't see any reason why he can't just take on Gygas right now. Paulo's HP's a bit low, but I believe the prayer is Jeff. So.
Yeah, for sure. And Jeff seems to have some good HP. He also has his super bombs. He also has the heavy
Zook, yep.
So,
where?
He's
Let's
in a
see.
pretty good spot. And it looks like he's looking at the boiler right now. And we do see Serra finding a healing spot. Thank God.
That is very helpful. Good for Serra.
Yeah, good for Serra. Wonderful.
So, interestingly enough, the 3 star pendants are actually, maybe this is perhaps what Czikubi's looking for right here. The star pendants are actually, like, not on the way to Gygas. They're gonna have to go off the path to get to those.
Yeah, which is what happened with the other seed I was commentating with Andy. There were a lot of really great items in the desert. And I was like, where's Andy going? Like, he has this path straight to Gygas, and then
Gotta gear up, gotta gear up.
Oh, I went to the desert because they had all these wonderful items. And I was like, oh, duh. You know, like, so yeah, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see Czikubi go. I mean, in my mind, 3 star pendants is way too good to pass up, but.
Oh, yeah, how could you?
Yeah, exactly. I would be making a beeline for those.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Onet floor 9, never fun. Not too many good items in these chests for Onet either, so. Except for the Moonbeam gun, that's pretty decent. Which I believe Sarah's gonna grab. Oh, there it is, Moonbeam.
Nice, yeah. We did see Czikubi, right?
I can't remember. I just remember Jeff was dead at the time. So. Oh, and looks like, speaking of Czikubi, look where he is. The cookie room.
Oh, he's in the cookie room. He found the cookie room.
Yeah, well, luckily we have all these nice yellow lines to help guide our way, but so it's not nearly as impressive maybe if he found it on just on a whim, but
all the star pendants.
Yep.
Which in vanilla are only available after you defeat the major psychic psycho.
Yeah, and even then it's yeah, exactly, it's a 128 drop, so
128 drop.
So finding 3 in one room, maybe an Earthbound miracle.
Maybe an Earthbound miracle. Oh, Earthbound miracle. But I think that's one of the one of the more fun things about these randomizers is that you do get those items that like you never
agreed
get like in vanilla.
100%, yeah.
That would take you so long to get
to grind,
yeah,
like exactly.
The gutsy bat, a star pendant, etc. Like it's very rewarding to get those items just because you're playing this game. Like it's wonderful, and I love that the devs have put that into this.
Yeah, you definitely won't see a party with 3 star pendants equipped unless you spent an inane amount of, unless you're ungodly lucky, or you spent an inane amount of grinding.
An insane amount of grinding, yeah. Like, I had a friend I watched on stream trying to grind for the star pendants and just losing their mind. And I was like, I get it.
1 in 128. I mean,
yeah.
You'll get it after 128, surely,
well,
right?
We've all done it, right? Like I remember my grind for the broken antenna. Oh my god.
Have we all done it? I mean, as soon as I had heard that things are 1/128 drops, that pretty much just kills all passion I have for wanting to grind them. That's just me personally, though.
Okay, but also like when it comes to Earthbound vanilla, like you still feel like, okay, I have to do everything, right? Like, and that's the thing with Earthbound is that like I still find new things about Earthbound every time I watch it. And
True.
That's why I love Earthbound so much. Like because like I still find like new text or like anything like the what is the insignificant item? Like,
yeah.
I had no idea about that.
Or like the quest involved with it. Yeah, you can take it to a certain person in a hospital and they'll give you, I forget what they actually give you in vanilla, but...
I think they give you a truffle or maybe a PSI caramel. I think it's a truffle. But yeah, but like I had no idea about that. And so like that's what I'm saying is that like that's why I tune into Earthbound streams because like I'm always gonna learn something new.
Right, exactly.
I love that about this game.
So
and I think that's also why the randomizer is so much fun.
Randomizer does add quite a bit of element to the game, and it very much explores sides of Earthbound that you might not necessarily get to really experience at its full potential in vanilla. So.
What were you gonna say?
That's exactly, I said everything. Oh, before that I was gonna say our runners are extremely close to each other actually.
Yeah,
well within, so Serra has not gone to the cookie room while Czikubi has, so I'm assuming that's where they're headed. And Czikubi, in theory, Czikubi is in theory going to Gygas, but seems to still be kind of lost, maybe a little bit.
Oh goodness, look at the spoiler, honey. Okay, so Serra does seem to be going to where we think we are.
I would assume so, because like we were saying, 3-star pendants, way too good to pass up.
Oh, yeah, you have to, right? Like, you have to, come on. There's no world where you wouldn't. Oh.
Alright, let's see where Czikubi needs to go, because Czikubi, we'll send him some spiritual help. He seems to be a little lost. So he's in Lava Spring. He needs to find his way to Gygas. Gygas goes from here to this room.
Yeah, let me look. Okay, so we got a little bit of a...
So he needs to find this Monotoli room. Ah, so it's exactly where Serra was, the very, very north side. Serra's actually at the end of where Serra is. Right here is Gygas. The next room that Serra's at is no. I'm 100%. Really? I'm 100%. Yes.
Oh my God.
But Serra has also not found well, actually, I don't know. I mean, Serra seems like they're going to Gygas.
No, I mean they might be going.
I know, yeah.
The star pendant. So what are we gonna do about that?
I don't know.
So we'll see.
That'll be interesting.
Maybe they feel confident enough to go and like to just go for it, which wouldn't be you know, like what am I trying to say? That would be normal for Serra. They typically go for it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they're not really the kind of person that shies away from things, so I could see them like going straight for it.
Well, you say that, but then they're also fighting a guardian digger, so I'm a little confused would be, I guess.
I would say experience for sure.
Sure. I don't know how much more the scaling can go up from here, but we'll see if that is actually into plan. There is a diamond band behind this guy. That's why I was like, be interesting if that's what they were going for. So Czikubi, so this is interesting. So Czikubi's at the same room now, and Czikubi has the star pendants. Czikubi also has all those bombs and bazooka. I think Serra also has the bazooka.
And the horns alive. Oh,
yep.
Here we go.
So,
okay, but also I'm just gonna say, like, going up against Gygus is scary.
It is. No. Gygus will still ruin you, but I mean,
really
just
scary in this game.
Just from an objective stance, Czikubi is miles more prepared to handle Gygus than Serra is.
Yeah, and we're about to see this.
So it'll literally come down to the fight.
So,
oh, Tony, no! Tony, leave us alone!
Give the club a piece of poo. What are you doing? Oh my god. They're both at the... Oh my god.
I mean, Pooh doesn't necessarily... Pooh probably better off with a pendant on Gygus.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Wait, Serra's going away from that? Oh.
Serra now realizes they don't have the star pendants. Surely.
Oh,
Surely.
No! Surely, yeah. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. Oh, no. This is a very intense match. This match is very intense.
A little bit. It's actually been just a little too close.
Yeah, it's very intense. Like, because it's hard to follow, like, you know, like...
What they're doing, like, exactly.
Yeah, when you do
because
like scramble or like boogie percent commentating, like it's much easier to follow and be like, okay, well this person's doing this, and then there is the path of divergence.
Right.
But when it comes to Ancient Cave, it's almost always a path of divergence. So you're just like, what do I say?
Exactly. and at least in Ancient Cave regular, everyone's blind. But now we have the element of, okay, well, I'm
the spoiler.
Exactly. I'm looking at the spoiler, and I'm seeing this, this. However, Sarah's doing this, and this, and I don't know what the heck's happening here.
It's a lot.
So we are seeing Czikubi fight Porky right now, and Serra in a bit of a nasty extra encounter here.
That eerie eye and that ghost of Starman, not what you want to see.
Nope, definitely not.
Run away, he's trying to run away, and dead, okay, and dead. Woof. Rough. Oh, and they found the star room. We're gonna call it the star room.
Alright, I mean, there are 3 stars in there, so it's pretty accurate. So, Serra a bit more better equipped. Czikubi takes a Jeff death, and gonna take a bit of a rough hit here. Alright, managed to bring Jeff, but he's got all those horns of life. I don't know what we're worried about.
Yeah, he has all those horns of life that he got, like, very early on.
Yep.
Saved, so...
We'll have to see if that was intended for the...
I would use a Viper. I would use the Viper. Viper stuff.
You're big fan of the Vipers, huh?
I'm a big fan of snake shots.
Alright, we pushed past phase 1.
It does an extra like 20% damage. Or like 20%.
Something like that.
Yeah, no, it's like at least 20. But yeah, okay, so we see Czikubi through phase 1.
Yep. So arguably the more rough phase, but we do have Pooh down.
I think phase 1 is probably the roughest phase.
Definitely, because Rockin' is the...
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah, because Gygus is throwing those rockins at you, and you're just like,
Yeah, when you
what
get
do
to
I
phase 2 and
do?
phase 3, then he starts using freezes and stuff. You know, the stuff your start
Ow!
pendant can handle if.
He just used a viper!
There it is!
I'm so excited about that. Yeah,
So I
now
believe
he's-
Sarah's back on... Sarah's still on 9. But took a
still
death.
9.
Took a death.
Oh dear.
Yep.
Okay.
Did
so
not
probably
manage
gonna
to
look
survive that.
Probably gonna look for a heal.
Full
before
heal.
going
Gygus, yeah.
Do they know where the full heal is?
Yeah,
They
the
do,
lava
they do,
spring was
they
on this
do,
map,
They
yep.
they do. Okay. Very, very close race. Wonderful, wonderful race. Still anyone's game, honestly, because you never know what happens in Earthbound.
True. I mean, as long as Czikubi can keep Jeff alive here, that's the name of the game. We're on phase 3, so I don't know how many horns of life he has left at his disposal, because he did get a ton. However, Czikubi has also been burning through them throughout the game. So
Yeah, he has been using them for sure.
so and no Franklin badge
But
either.
it's,
So
you know,
as far as I know, I didn't see one.
I feel like with reason, you know. Okay, so I think Sarah's going back to Gygus. I think they're saving right now,
Yep.
and then
That would make the most sense to me. Marking. Oh yeah, because they put the mouse down. That was smart.
The X and mouse.
No, no, no. They put it down. They put it down in front of Gygus.
Oh, and then they say, okay, I got it. Oh, gosh. Very smart, very smart.
So, Serra unfortunately is looking for Czikubi's Jeff to die here. Is Sarah's only saving grace at this point.
And also, unfortunately...
Uh-oh. Seems like we... Okay.
But here we go. Serra going into Googie fight.
Will still be a very commendable time, regardless, even with
Absolutely.
Because
Yeah.
both were very close. I mean, both having Gygus on screen is a very close fight for sure. So.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think this is going to be the first race that we've seen both players on Gygus at the same time.
As far as I've seen, I haven't caught every single one of this tournament so far, I will admit, but...
There's been a few, but I'm pretty sure it's like, you know, I think this is the first one. So that's awesome in itself. Okay.
Wasn't watching... Ooh, don't solidify. Alright, another prey. Okay. So I didn't quite see if Porker was resistant, but...
Yeah, but also, like, going up against someone like...
Ooh, got the numb.
Like,
got the numb.
To be this close in the race, like, that's... I mean, that in itself...
I mean, I would argue this was definitely anyone's game. I would not say Czikubi... Czikubi has plenty of vanilla knowledge, sure, but Serra's definitely got him beat on just general randomizer knowledge.
I think you're right there as well, yeah, for sure.
So that's why I say this is an interesting matchup we got here, just with our racers, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Because Serra is so good at random. So good.
Oh, I would agree with that, for sure. Alright, Czikubi's gotta be on a low prayer here. I would assume that's 7. 7 or 6. So phase 2 for Serra here, very close. Just continuously pumping those life ups into Jeff.
Yeah,
Keep that boy alive.
That's the strat.
Yeah, 7 for Czikubi here. Yeah, no Franklin badge. Jeff just ate a lightning there.
Oh, absorbed by the darkness.
Alright,
One more.
yep, this is it. This is the prayer for Czikubi to wrap it up.
Alright, and we have Serra over here doing brain shock on Gygus.
Smart strat.
Yep.
I'm definitely a big fan of the brain shock Gygus strats. It's just,
Yeah,
it ends up just being faster. Czikubi...
It really does.
GG to Czikubi didn't quite stop the timer.
GG.
But his timer's still going, but it was like a 114 even.
Stop your timer. Stop your timer, Czikubi.
But big GG's to Czikubi. Congratulations. It's okay. It's okay. We have the VODs.
Maybe he thinks it's
He might have stopped the race time. Well, he might have stopped the race time.
Okay.
He might have stopped the race time timer. And we have the VOD. We'll be fine. So.
Oh well, yeah. Okay, and we have Serra going through everything. That is a terrifying guy, guys. That is just absolutely
nice and neon or minty green there.
Yeah. I don't know that.
Damn commies. There he goes. He got the timer now. So it's about a 114 for Czikubi, I would say, roundabouts.
Yeah. I like 113, 114.
And he started it again. Oh, I think he's lagging.
Maybe he can't? The damn commie.
113.50. So GG's to Czikubi with a 113.50. Honestly, all things considered, with
still going.
yeah, it's solidarity. It's solidarity.
Yeah. Wonderful job, Czikubi. GG. Fabulous play. Also to Serra, they're almost finished with this fight. Super close. I love that. I love that about this race. That was really wonderful.
I agree. It was just interesting from start to finish. See if Czikubi. I don't know if Czikubi probably doesn't have the chat open, so.
Do you think they wanna
do up to them if they want to, but we will ping them in the where's the thing.
I'll get in there.
Feel free to jump for commentary.
Do you wanna?
Do you wanna? No pressure.
Oh,
okay. I think we have to drag. I think we have to drag. Yeah. Hello, Czikubi.
Hi, Czikubi. GG's.
GG's. Yeah. How'd that feel? Was that? I know you've been doing some practice races, but you're pretty new to the ancient cave scene in general, right?
Well, I played it like a year ago, I think.
Oh, okay.
Played that much afterwards. But I'm like decent at it, I guess. But I've not done anything with the spoiler stuff until like literally today. So I was
fair enough.
kind of panicking on that, but I got that pretty okay, I think.
What did you think about the spoiler aspect?
Like, yeah, utilizing it.
I think it's really fun. It can be like pretty overwhelming because you like don't know like so many things you can do.
Definitely harder
for, like,
there,
Star Pendant and like Heavy Bazooka. That's all I was going for basically at the end there.
Yeah, I'm curious because I'm pretty much gonna ask this to everyone. Do you mind sharing like kind of like what your strategy was with the spoiler? Where you pretty much, I know there was a couple times I commented, I was like, he went into a room and did not know what was on the other side of that door for sure. Were you like winging it a lot, or was there method to it?
Yeah, kind of winging it. Like, basically all I did at the start of it, I would just look for the important items, put them in some notes, and then with my leftover time, I just have it, like, set up an entire route for the first, like, 3 floors.
Interesting.
After that, if I, like, find some one-way skip, then I gotta, like, look to see if it goes somewhere good.
So I will, so the big plays for you were definitely the skip to 6 was huge for you. That let you go ahead of Serra because you had you had the weapons for Carbon Dog and the Horns of Life that let you pretty much carry throughout the entire late game there.
Yeah.
Did you plan that skip to happy, or was it just kind of like a happy accident, or?
I did not plan it. I just like checked the door as I was like going to where I was trying to go, and then it happened to be a skip, so I just went there.
Well, hey, that's just sometimes how it is, right?
Yeah, that's how it goes.
It's like you can't just like go like straight through like the shortest path. You gotta like look in some doors for a possible skip.
For sure. And there is, and we were. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say that egg and banana stand was like a super
huge
like point of contention for you, like with all those Horns of Life, like that basically carries you throughout the rest of the game.
Serra skipped all the way from using Dungeon Man all the way from 2 to 7, so they actually skipped 3 as well, which was huge for you because you got all the heavy bomb or the super bombs. So actually, funnily enough, both of you were able to beat Dog. And we'll see if Sarah wants to come in.
Yeah, Sarah just finished. GG, Sarah.
GG to Sarah, yes, with a 1:17:53, looks around that time. So.
Okay.
You got them?
I got him.
Yep.
I got him. Yeah, I got him. Hi, Sarah.
Welcome,
GG.
Sarah. Yep,
Hey,
GG's.
GG's, yeah, it's closer than I thought.
That was close. Yeah, really close.
It
You guys
was
were like,
really
you guys were both like the last 5 rooms before Gygas with the Winter's cookie room. You guys were like high fiving
got
a
'em.
ton in
Hi,
that area.
Sarah.
Welcome,
GG.
Sarah.
Hey,
Yep,
GG's.
GG's.
As I called it, the star room.
That was close. Yeah,
It
really
was
close. You guys were like,
really close.
you guys were both
Yes.
like the last 5 rooms before Gygas
Sarah,
with
your thoughts?
the
Sorry, let
Winter's
me
cookie
mute.
room.
Sorry,
You guys
my
were
bad,
like
my
high
bad.
fiving. There we go. My bad. Go ahead. I had
I'm
echo.
I'm just happy I won the diamond dog fight. That was
True.
ridiculous.
Oh,
Very
God,
impressive from
yeah,
both of you to
yeah.
get through that, because I think both of you did end up taking
Absolutely.
a death to it, so you had to like kind of reevaluate. And I know Czikubi had to go all the way back to 3 to get more stuff.
Yeah, I tried to look for a phone near Diamond Dog, but I just could not find one anywhere. That kind of concerned me because I had no exit mouse either.
No, there weren't any. I was homesick, so I was looking for one.
You were homesick? I didn't even notice.
Yeah,
Good
Of
lord.
all the things.
Yeah, for real.
For phone desert.
I ended
Yeah.
up taking a death warp.
That's the funny
back
thing
to
about.
Dungeon Man.
Yeah, I did notice. Yeah, I
we
saw that.
We saw that. Yeah.
Oh, was that when right before Gygas when you went to die to the final Starman? Or was
Oh,
that?
that one?
No. Okay,
That
so
was
that
a different one.
that was
I
earlier. Okay.
death warping back to Annette to get a full heal and a save.
Gotcha. Because we
Because I had
noticed
a-
you were like you set your mouse at Gygas and then we were commenting you hadn't yet gone to the Star Pendant room, so
Yeah.
it was interesting to see you go back for it.
Yeah.
But pretty beneficial. So
Yeah.
Sarah, in general, how did you think the seed went other than the the carbon dog wall?
Well, taking a skip straight to floor 7 was pretty tricky to figure out.
Yes.
There was
yeah.
a lot of difficult enemies there.
Yeah, that did kind of seem a little rough there in the beginning. So the Dungeon Man's kind of a. I mean, you knew where you were going at least with the spoiler.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when did you think about using the spoiler for this seed? How did you feel like that helped you or hindered you?
Well, I just checked all the skips to see if I could get as late as possible, as
smart.
fast as possible.
Okay, smart.
See, some people.
Looking for the Franklin badge too.
Oh, true. The
but
mole
it was,
cave.
It was on like floor 5, so I couldn't get it.
Yeah, that would have been a nice floor 5 to get to, even though Ness's Nightmare is at the end of that floor 5. But that mole cave room with the rabbit's foot and the Franklin badge, very huge room right there. But
Yeah.
no one ever saw it. Everyone skipped right past floor 5, so no Nightmare on our screen.
Right
I skipped that
past it.
floor it was on. I think at least.
You did. You went right to 6.
Yeah.
So, well, thanks both of you. GG's to both. It was, again, very exciting and close race in general. So you guys both pretty much killed Dog around the same time, maybe just like a 1 to 2 minute gap in between, and then it was just the race to Gygas at that point. So, GG's.
And you both did
GG.
really well. It was a very close race, so feel good about that. And Czikubi, you move on to the next round, and Sarah, you move on to the lovers bracket, which
Yes.
is where I'm at. So we might meet each
Might
other
see you there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Thanks, y'all, for coming in with the commentary. It's been a pleasure. We're going to go ahead and probably find someone to either host / raid. What upcoming matches do we have scheduled? We can talk about those. I'm not sure if we have anything directly yet.
I don't know if we have anything scheduled so far. I don't think we do.
Nothing down. Oh, I do think we have a one. Let me see. Monday.
wait.
So Monday there is going to be a
Monday?
match. Yes,
Okay.
that seems to be
Okay,
the next
Monday.
one. Yes. So stay
And
tuned
who
for
is
that. That's
is
going to
that?
be IQ and Temple.
Oh.
So that'll be a
Fabulous.
spicy one for sure. Both are strong ancient
Yeah.
cave runners. So ready for that one for sure.
Irving, will I see you there for commentary?
Maybe if it works out for me.
Maybe.
Mondays are usually pretty good for me. So
Okay, awesome. Well, wonderful job, both of you. Thank you so much for racing. We appreciate you being in this tournament. Thank you to Aerofram for hosting it, and thank you to everyone for the restreams and everything like that. We love all of you. You're all wonderful. Go and try some ancient cave.
I agree. Ancient Cave's a lot of fun. Oh, okay, I can just do it with Ray. Okay. Let me see who is streaming Earthbound. Find an Earthbound runner.
Czikubi.
Okay, well,
I'm
unless
getting-
Czikubi's
I'm
gonna
bad
turn
at
around
naming
and start.
Sorry.
Not helpful. Not helpful. Earthbound. I should have been doing this before while we were talking, but I'm very good at things. Alright, looks like we have a speedrunner doing looks like Boogie, so let's just
Oh, nice. Let's go. Let's
Let's
go.
raid that.
Boogie.
Yep.
Boogie percent.
Boogie-
Let's
boogie
go.
it up.
All right,
So
y'all.
thanks
we'll see you
everyone.
on
Yep.
Monday.
Monday. Be there, be square.
Bye.